In today's episode of Question of the Day, we are going to answer the question of when should you use manual focus and when should you use autofocus. Let's get into it. Let's start out with autofocus. Autofocus is amazing when things are moving fast. Why? Because modern cameras have amazing tracking systems that can lock onto faces, eyes, or even cars in total motion. Instead of you chasing the subject with your focus ring, the camera predicts and adjusts for you. Imagine trying to manually focus on a soccer player running back and forth. It's really difficult. Autofocus can give you speed and accuracy. And yes, having a camera that shoots more photos per second definitely helps. Sports and wildlife photographers really rely on high FPS burst modes and pairing that with a really strong autofocus because it increases the odds of catching that one perfect sharp frame in the middle of an action. Basically, in a lot of newer cameras, it allows you to have the ability to hold down the shutter and it just keeps taking photos really quickly. In some cameras, it limits it to maybe 6 or 12. Some cameras can take just hundreds of photos in just a short amount of time by just holding it down. Having a strong autofocus allows you to focus on what is happening in front of you instead of you having to focus on the focus ring as well as what's happening in front of you. So now let's get into manual focus. As you probably know, if you've ever taken photos with autofocus, it's not perfect and it can mess up a lot. Sometimes autofocus will hunt around or it grabs the wrong subject, like if it focuses on the fence instead of the baseball player, and that's when manual focus comes in handy. For example, shooting photos at night, on average, autofocus really does struggle in low light, but manual focus lets you lock in exactly where you want. For example, doing macro shots like flowers, insects, product photography, where that depth of field is razor thin, all of this is important. Manual gives you the total control over that tiny sliver of sharpness. In filmmaking, manual focus is critical when you're trying to do focus pulling, which is basically moving focus from one subject to another in a dramatic effect. So here's the rule of thumb. Autofocus is your go-to for speed and unpredictability. For example, sports, street photography, wildlife, and event photography. Manual focus is for precision, tricky lighting, creative control, and those moments when you want the camera to obey you and not guess. Master both of these settings and you will never miss your shot. Hopefully that helps, and please make sure to hit that subscribe button, like button, and I will see you next time. Peace.